Hey lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Today we're going to be talking about Sheree defending Kenyamoore. You all know that Kenyamoore has caused all sorts of controversy in the last couple of weeks. We've been talking about the fact that she's not returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We talked about how things escalated between her and Brittany Eddy. Of course, we have covered at different points what Kenya said, the denials and how things have progressed throughout. So if you guys want to watch all the backstory, it's on my channel. So go over there and click on the videos and watch them. But anyways, if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do reviews and recaps, just as my name suggests, of TV shows. I also do commentary on celebrity news and anything in the public space that I find interesting. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. Now, with all of that in mind, let's get into today's video. Kenyamoore posted on her Instagram that she's humble enough to know that she can be replaced, but confident enough to know that there is no one like her. And I completely agree with that. Like, you can be replaced at work in anything, but you have to also be confident that there is no one like you, so there will always be that gap of what you bring to the show. Or in terms that apply to us, the audience, in our jobs, in things like, always know that no matter what, there is a value that you bring. But then that could only happen if you know your value and know what you bring and actually produce and bring value to wherever it is that you work. Now, let's move on to what Sheree had to say. So Sheree was coming out of TJ Maxx. Now, first of all, TJ Maxx, I like TJ Maxx. Like, I remember when I'm in the States, I'm always like going over to TJ Maxx because TJ Maxx is really good. TJ Maxx is what TK Maxx is to us in the UK. Now, with TK Maxx though, I feel like I only go there on days when I have time or when I need something, like when maybe I'm like, okay, I want a really nice bag. I don't want to spend too much for it. Then I'm like, okay. Or like if I'm doing last minute holiday shopping and I need to find something last minute, then I head over there. I think when I was going to Milan, I was like, I had to run over there to see what I could get. But anyways, side point. Let's go back to what we're talking about. So Sheree came out of TJ Maxx, and she was stopped by paparazzi. And they were asking about Kenya, and she's like, I hate to see my girl go out like that, but as an OG, it's hard to sit back and watch the show slowly sink the way it is, so I'm not happy about it. Kenya is a savage, I know. She's not going down easy, so I just got a shot, sit down, and wait and see what happens. And this is very interesting that she says that. I do think I agree with her that I hate to see Kenya go out like that. Like, I'm not one of those Kenya fans. I'm not a Kenya fan, never been. But I see what it is she brings to the show. And so either way, I absolutely hate someone going out like that, especially after they've brought so much to the show and have not been like appreciated for it, for instance. Sorry guys, I literally just had to sneeze. But anyway, not being appreciated for what you bring to the show, because I noticed that like even with Kenya returning, Kenya was not on, apparently allegedly, right? Kenya was not on their like high list of people they wanted to bring to the show, which is very interesting because I'm like, Kenya has done a lot for the show all these years, and it's just one of those things where sometimes when producers have their favorites, they want to see their favorites, but then they miss out on or don't appreciate other talent because they're just not people they resonate with. Now, for me, I don't have to resonate with Kenya to know that she brings a lot to the show, and so I agree that it is sad to see her going out like that. Like, I would have loved for her to be like, I'm done with the show. It's been a good run. I'm out. But now it feels almost like she's been forced out as opposed to her actually going on her terms. And this is just my opinion. Now, she did say Kenya is savage and stuff. So I just gotta sit down and wait and see what happens. And I wonder, I'm very curious, is Sheree really close to Kenya? Because if so, then is she trying to let us know that this is not going to be the end and there's going to be some things coming up? Or is it like, I'm just very curious about that. Like, is that what this is about? Or maybe she's just speculating from what she knows about Kenya as a person to know that Kenya is not going to just take it and not fight back. So I wonder what that is. Sheree was also then asked about if she could go back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. And of course, she tried to plug herself in. Shout out to her. She was like, she feels like an OG's presence is always needed or welcomed, no matter what capacity. So she is not going to say never, basically. So she never says never. That is interesting. I feel like she's indirectly saying that I don't mind if you guys bring me on as a friend. Just know the coin has to be right. Because she said if the coin is right, she just might. And I agree with that. I think with her, I don't really hear about her doing anything else. Like, I know she has the She by Sheree, but I don't really know anyone that buys things consistently from She by Sheree. And I query how much she really gets from that. So I do think she needs a good check from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, do I think she's really going to bring anything to the show? No. I think Sheree works well when there is a well-developed, active, interesting cast, and then she joins in to balance it out a little bit. I don't see Sheree's impact when she is by herself, in my opinion. And I think this is why she's probably the most fired housewife on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, at least. Because she works better with other people. Like when there is Nene, for instance, when there is Porsha and Kenya, then of course, and Marlo. But I just don't think as a standalone she shines brightly enough. Like for instance, Porsha, I feel as a standalone stands quite bright anyway. Like she brings that lighthearted, funny vibe that I feel like Real Housewives of Atlanta was missing last season. Now, of course, she's going through a divorce, so I don't know how fun she's going to be this year. But I'm just saying, like, she as herself she brings that lighthearted star to the show, and she doesn't necessarily need to have other people with her to bring that side out of her. I would also say the same thing about Nene, for instance. I think Nene shines quite bright, that you don't need anyone else to sort of be a balance to her or backup or side, whatever you want to call. I just don't feel I feel like she has the capability on her own self as a lonesome to bring a lot to the show. Same as Kenya, actually. So it would be interesting to see how it plays out now that Kenya is not in the season. Like, it's so interesting because I'm like, Kenya and Porsha could have killed the season, but unfortunately that is not going to happen. I do wonder how they're going to like clean up the footage that they already have. Like maybe they'll edit her out of it completely because like it had only been filming for such a short time, so maybe she'll be edited completely out of the season and it will just be like she never was on the season at all. Or maybe like show her a little bit, I don't know, but I suspect it maybe just edit her out completely. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you, bye.